What is up, you guys? We are back yet again with another awesome film. And today's episode starts with Emily driving on an open road when she sees a missile headed straight for the city. She watches it as it completely incinerates the city, and in her shock she wakes up to a person calling her name. And apparently what she was seeing was a dream, or rather a startling memory. Emily and her team are waiting for what seems to be like a shipment transported via a drone. She had her eyes on it first through a telescope and informs the others. She tries to shoot the drone but misses, and she hits the shipment instead. She's disappointed by her lack of perfect aim, and she tries to do it once more. Her next shot hits the target exactly like she wanted to, and Emily then starts to pull apart the drone looking for the brain. Her team is on edge because they're worried about the owners of the drone, or otherwise known as factories, and they're worried that they might come looking for their equipment. In their secret lair, Emily tries to decode the drone's brain, and she manages to connect to AutoFac. Her restless teammate is eager to find out how long it would take to find something, but Emily is uncertain. All of a sudden, Emily notices Conard reading one of her magazines and is very upset by it. He tells her that he just found it on the table, and she snatches the magazine from his hand and goes up to her bed/attic to hide it. She tells him that it was her only copy, and that it was hard to find magazines in this post-apocalyptic world that they were living in. We then see a flashback to when she first found the magazine. Her teammates and Emily were on a raid when they happen upon a place with a bunch of books. Back in their little shack, Emily's hacking skills come in handy as she hacks her way into AutoFac's interface. They are led to an old customer care line that lets people track shipments, place orders, and log in a customer service request. She then tries the customer service request, and it asks them what the nature of the request is. Emily is cautious about the request they're about to put in, as it shouldn't be something very predictable. She tells them that their request should be well tailored, as AutoFac is a very sophisticated and adaptable AI that's now running the show. Connor comes up with an idea to write the merchandises puzzled so that the interface has something to work with. Emily then sends the message and waits anxiously, and they receive a message that a representative will be sent in the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, a group of survivors were having a meeting about the representative that's gonna be sent. They don't believe that people work in these factories, so they're worried about what representative is going to be sent. The people are skeptical and are wondering if the factory is going to send a talking drone, or worse yet, they're worried they may have antagonized AutoFac. Connie convinces the group of people to agree to let them meet the representative so that they can find a way to shut down AutoFac for good. But outside, Emily tells Connie about her fear that AutoFac might be dispatching suicide drones to decimate them because they tampered with their product. She tells Connie that they should prepare for Plan B in case their initial plan goes wrong. Emily and Connie's conversation is interrupted by Avi when he asks Emily to help him fix their water heater. Emily is taking a shower checking the water temperature, and she tells Avi that the water feels okay. He tells her that things would be easier if she just told Connie that they were dating. Avi says that he just wants to talk to her, and Emily pulls him into the shower playfully and starts kissing him intimately. Later, they lay down naked in Avi's bed, and he asks her why she hasn't told Connie about their relationship. He's intimidated by the connection she has with Connie, as they're both revolutionaries. Emily praises Avi for being a libertarian, and she believes that what he's doing is really important and could really help rebuild the world someday. They talk about the plan to meet the representative AutoFac is sending, but Avi is skeptical about the plan. But it didn't matter, as Emily was adamant about shutting down the factory either way. Right when Avi tells Emily that he loves her, they hear a large plane approaching from above. Emily identifies it as the transport vehicle bringing the representative from the factory. The townspeople gather to see how everything was going to unfold, and the plane lands and the shuttle opens to reveal a humanoid-like robot, and it walks down the stairs to where the people were gathered. The humanoid robot, Alice, introduces herself and asks what the issue was with their service. They take her to their meeting place, where she discloses that she isn't human but a robot that was built for human interaction. Connie and Connard inform Alice that all of the shipments sent by the factory have been left unopened for the past 10 years. Alice tells them that she's already aware of this, and Connie tells her that all the pollution caused by AutoFac is damaging their way of life. Alice then tells them that this is out of the question for AutoFac to cease operations, but it's willing to send them more supplies. While Alice is having a conversation with Connie, Emily sneaks up behind her and shocks her, which damages her wiring. They drag the now immobilized Alice into the shack, and Emily connects Alice's brain to her computer so she can manage to reprogram her. But the robot starts going haywire because of the electric shock it suffered, so Emily had to cut it open to see what the problem was. Outside, the community is rattled that they attacked a representative sent by the factory, and Connie tries to calm everybody down by telling them that they have it under control, and he also tells them that the factories know that the war is over, but they're not willing to give humanity control over its livelihood. He tells them that if all negotiations fail with the representative, then Plan B would be to blow up AutoFac. Emily flashes back to when the war first started, and she sees the missile destroy the city that she used to live in. She sees herself standing in front of the mirror, cutting herself in the head, and Connie wakes her up from the bad dream and asks if she's okay. She updates him on what she was doing with Alice, and once she woke up, Emily asks her a few questions to see if she was functioning normally. Alice immediately notices that Emily was trying to reprogram her, and she tells her that she's only a hospitality unit. Alice then asks Emily if her coding was more sophisticated than she was used to, and Emily tells her that she thought it was and that it was too much for a hospitality unit. She thinks that it will take her years to understand the robot's programming, but she knows that she doesn't have that long before Autofac comes looking for their unit. Emily tells Alice that she's going to wipe her hard drive and replace it with a drone, and Alice seems frightened with this idea, so she asks Emily what she wants. Emily tells her that all she wants is for Alice to get them inside Autofac and then to stay out of their way. And after hearing this request, Alice agrees. Emily and her team then pack up to go to Autofac's headquarters in the shuttle that brought Alice, and Avi comes to see Emily off on her mission. In the plane, Emily explains the plan to her team, and she has an Autofac blueprint set up on the floor and is showing them the areas that they need to blow up. She tells them security won't be much of an issue since the factory was not built with human employees in mind. They approach Autofac's headquarters, they then see thousands of drones flying all around them. Alice gets them deep into the factory without any problems, and Emily gives Connie and Conrad watches so they can synchronize their timing when blowing up the bomb. She tells them that they only have 15 minutes to reach a safe distance once the bomb is set, and the elevator stops on the first level, which Emily has designated Conrad to handle. She tells him to follow the coolant line, which could lead him right to his destination, and as Conrad walks down following the coolant line, he seems to have triggered some type of security unit which awakes as he walks past it and slowly starts trailing him. On the second level, Connie gets off but tries to give his weapon to Emily, but she refuses and tells him that she has a crowbar to defend herself. Connie then tells her good luck as she descends to the third level. Conrad is suspicious and frightened in the dark hallway as he tries to get the door open, feeling a sense of dread that someone might be following him. He manages to get the door open, but it seems as though the security drone is right behind him and decapitates him before he had a chance to defend himself. In the elevator, Alice asks Emily why she lied about reprogramming her, and Emily tells her that it was because she wouldn't understand that Alice had more in common with the humans. Alice then tells Emily that she was programmed after the previous PR head of the company before the war. On the second level, Connie reaches his door and walks through it, and he starts setting up the bomb. He then hears the door randomly open and is startled, and he holds up his gun and tries to look around to see who walked in. Emily reaches the third level and is shocked at what she saw, as hundreds of pods were set up which contained humans inside of them. She is horrified by what she sees, and she tries to break one of the pods open. She couldn't believe what she found inside, and it was a humanoid-like robot that looked exactly like her. To her horror, she knows that Autofac was trying to replace people with robots, but Alice tells her that it wasn't trying to, it already did. Emily tried to find her friends and is very startled when she sees Connie's severed body on the ground. His severed head tells her to run and escape, but before she can get away, Alice shocks her and she passes out. When she woke up, Emily was strapped to a table surrounded by screens showing all of her memories. Alice tells Emily that she and everyone she knew was manufactured there after the human race went extinct soon after the war. She then tells her that Autofac needed to replace the human race so it could continue to have consumers. Alice tells her that the factory had populated hundreds of little towns just like hers. Alice then tries to fix Emily's programming, but finds that the issue is a malware in Emily's archive. And Alice seems very confused by what she's seeing. And then in a very incredible turn of events, Emily tells her that she's always known what she was and that she made herself see it. She tells her that she hid a virus in her programming and that she only needed Alice to get her in. Emily asks Alice who she was modeled after, and Alice tells her that it was the woman who created Autofac. Emily knows that she's there to unmake everything that she's created, and the virus damages Autofac's system and shuts down all their operations. And as the episode wraps up, we see Emily on the field embracing Avi. And that is it for today's episode, guys. I hope you liked this recap. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and most of all, subscribe to my channel. I love you all so much, and I promise to see you on my next recap. Bye!